Watching Law and Crime, we do appreciate it, and a happy Good Friday. It's our normal Great Friday, but in addition this week, it is a Good Friday. I'm Michael Bryant. It is the trial we're covering in Fulton County, Georgia. It is high profile. It has been wild. It is a RICO trial against rapper Young Thug and his co-defendants. 5 co-defendants, all accused of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's why we call it RICO. The rapper is also accused of participation in a criminal street gang, allegedly known as Young Slime Life, or YSL for short. Prosecutors say that Young Thug was a co-founder of this organization and said they're associated with the National Bloods gang. But the defense says, no, you're illin' because YSL is nothing more than the name of the rapper's record label. So let's continue where we left off. We've been referring to this secret witness as A.B. She will not appear on camera, audio only of her testimony. She claims she was robbed by Young Thug back in 2013, but didn't seem to remember much of the incident on the stand. Earlier today, to make things more confusing, she identified herself in a photo taken in 2015 with the people that allegedly robbed her by gun in 2013. I don't know. You hanging out with people that robbed you in 2013, pointing the gun at your head? Two years later, you're in a photo with them? I don't know. But nonetheless, let's go back into court for more of her testimony.
Atkins, whom my right hand is on, was with you at that restaurant?
Yeah, he came after a period of time we was already there.
Isn't it true that he came about 5 minutes after you were there?
No.
Isn't it true that you told Lieutenant Hamilton you were tired of talking to everybody in the district attorney's office?
No, he told me I didn't have to talk to nobody else from y'all office. But he did state that he was going to have him come talk to me. And he came for a brief, and I talked to him for a while, and he left. Because when he came, I almost got, I was getting into it with the restaurant owner for a little bit. Because when he came, like, we sat somewhere else. Like, he didn't sit with me, my kids, and Mr. Hampton. Like, me and him sat over here. All us sat over here like we was together. And me and him had separate seating, like he wanted to talk about the situation. Atkins, yeah.
Y'all were the two that had separate seating?
Yeah. And we had a little incident with the restaurant owner. She was kind of like want to put us out because we couldn't do that.
Isn't it true that the day that you appeared in court and talked with the young ladies you described, the shorter lady, the one that was a little taller than her, isn't it true that on that day you said you were tired of talking to all of us at the DA's office?
No.
Isn't it true that you told members of the DA's office that not only did you no longer want to talk to me, but you didn't want to talk to any of the other people you were speaking to?
You know, you asking me the same thing.
Can you answer the question?
No.
You didn't do that?
No. Mr. Hamilton told me I didn't have to speak with you or anyone else from the DA's office. And I did so.
And when Mr. Hamilton told you you didn't have to talk to Adrian Love or anybody else at the DA's office, that was after you said, we made you want to kill yourself, isn't it?
I ain't say no we. I said you.
Thank you for clarifying. That was after you told him that I made you want to kill yourself.
No, I didn't say you made me want to kill myself. I told you you made me want to harm myself. Okay. I said because you were pissing me off.
Okay. And isn't it true that Mr. Hamilton never told you not to speak to any of the members of the defense team?
He told me if anyone reached out to me, don't speak to nobody.
Isn't it
but him.
Oh, Shabrian Steele?
Objection, I'm going to ask that the witness be allowed to finish her answers.
Did you, Ms. Bennett, you need to complete your answer? Go ahead.
Can she ask it again? She just been.
I'm sorry?
Can she ask me again so I can answer it? Because I don't know if she let me finish talking over me doing what. Like, it's just doing too much right now.
Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
The last question, Madam, you were asked was, isn't it true you spoke to Brian Steele? And then that's when the objection was posed. So can you answer that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and finish your answer.
And so you said yes. Was that to the judge's question of whether you can answer that?
Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to ask, isn't it true that prior to coming here to testify, you spoke with Brian Steele?
On yesterday.
Isn't it true that prior to yesterday, you spoke with someone from the defense side?
No.
Is it your testimony that no one representing either one of these defendants ever reached out to you to just try to see what you were being called to testify about?
Not that I know of. I think I had a card from one of them though. That somebody left a card.
Did you call that card back?
No.
Do you remember who the card was from?
No.
Was there any particular reason you didn't call that card back?
Because I didn't know who the card was for and what it's for. I'm thinking like it's still like y'all different people of y'all reaching out to me for the same thing, and I got tired of answering the same thing over because it seemed like none of y'all was understanding.
Okay. So is it fair to say that it wasn't defense counsel that you didn't want to talk to, it was just the state?
I wouldn't say that because I was talking to y'all before. It just started, you know what I'm saying, it was the situations that started occurring that made me not want to talk to you.
Isn't it true that you became most resistant to conversations with me in the state when you actually had to appear in court?
No, because I showed up.
You showed up and that was the day you said I was making you want to harm yourself, isn't it?
Right. Y'all didn't make me have to come. I came on my own.
But that was the first time you said I made you want to harm yourself, isn't it?
Judge, you are asked and answered.
It was not answer trial.
I was almost saying.
She
Had you
asked me
said
that.
that I made you want to harm yourself any time before that? And in fact, I wished you Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and you returned the greetings, did you not?
Yeah, when me and you text, if you gonna be honest, and I'll be honest, sometimes you text me, I probably didn't hit you back to the next day, or like hours later.
Was the content of the text messages checking on how you're doing?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
Yeah,
I sustain the objection.
Did I ask you how you were doing with the text messages?
yes,
Did you respond and tell me how you were doing?
a little bit.
Did I wish you well in the text messages?
Yeah,
Did you thank me in the text messages for wishing me well?
yes,
Did you wish me well in the text messages?
yes.
Okay. On cross-examination, Mr. Adams asked you, was it true that your building had been shot at in 2013? Do you recall that?
Yes.
And when was it that your building was shot at in 2013?
I can't remember the actual date, but I just know the incident that the building was shot at.
Tell the jury about the incident.
I think it was like late at night.
Go ahead.
I wasn't even there. I came home. My neighbor had told me that.
Your Honor, it goes to its impact on her, not as to the truth.
I'll rule the objection, but counsels, can I see y'all for a second? Just I need just two representatives. That's fine.
Okay, so let me ask you one more time. I made you want to harm yourself. Is that? Can we continue to pound away at that point for this jury? This is AB on the stand, allegedly a victim of a 2013 armed robbery that young thug was involved in, but we've kind of devolved into all kinds of very interesting interactions between Prosecutor Love and this witness, who is being treated as a hostile witness, by the way. So how does this all fit into the big young thug trial? Katherine Lizardo is still here, and joining the firm of Lizardo and Bryant is Danielle Jackson. She's with me in studio here. She is a criminal defense attorney. So welcome, Danielle. Let me start with you. Is it good when the witness, is getting some sympathy, perhaps, from the jury? I feel sorry for her going through what she's going through on the stand here for many reasons. The threats, the fear of intimidation. She wants to harm herself. She's a little hesitant on the details. What's your take?
I think this witness is going to get a lot of sympathy from this jury. I think they're also enduring this pretty long direct and redirect of this witness. I don't think it's starting to be effective. They're probably starting to feel sorry for her. We found out that she was probably sexually harassed by the office, by an investigator. She's lost her mother. She's basically to the point where she feels like they have basically badgered her to the point where she wants to potentially harm herself. And I think that that's not going to play well with this jury for the prosecution.
Yeah, it's definitely, Katherine, I mean, that's not the goal when you put on a new witness, like, well, let me see if I can come off as the bully to this witness. And even though she's had some life struggles that may have affected her recollection or her, feeling that she can't recall because she's afraid of what might happen to her, it still doesn't help the prosecution's case. And I kind of think that's what you're supposed to be putting your witnesses on to do.
Exactly, especially since she's a hostile witness. You want to bring her in to get something really important that she did not want to testify about, but we are not getting that here because of these lengthy, like my colleague mentioned, lengthy cross-examination, redirect with nuances. And what I found interesting is when the prosecution started asking about the text messages between AB and that prosecutor, she was mentioning how they had pleasantries and that she would respond back as well. The AB witness would respond back with pleasantries. So alluding that how can you want to harm yourself because of me? We were talking earlier about the Brady motion that was raised here by the defense, that the prosecution did not want to reveal those text messages because they believed it was not relevant, but now it is.
Very interesting, too. And Danielle, if I text you and you don't text me right back, that's a snub. And so the prosecutor here is suggesting that we're buddies. How could you have been threatened by me? You texted me back. And the witness says, well, yeah, but it wasn't until the next day. So, it's like, I got you there. The dynamic is amazing to me. It's fascinating. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that this prosecutor is like inserting herself so much into this trial, right? We always are cautious about going into details about what we did when we're crossing a witness because we sometimes put ourselves in the place of being a witness. And so it's weird how the DA Lovett is going through this cross. I feel like it's a cross of this witness. And I don't know where this is going at this point.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, when you're treating a witness as hostile, and I think she has to, it does feel like everybody's cross-examining her, which leads to my point I made earlier about the sympathy for this witness.
Yes.
Boy. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. When we return, though, we're going to pivot to Arizona for the killing of the ranch trial case. This is against George Kelly. YSL now on lunch recess. We'll get you back to all of that and the latest. You're not going to miss a thing. Let's take a break. We'll come right back.